Hello FIFA faithful, Bearhamms here with the first annual Bearhamms 11, celebrating excellence during the FIFA 19 campaign. While FIFA 19 was far from excellent, the players from my Northampton, Copenhagen, and youth tour save surely made up for the game's shortcomings. Starting in between the sticks, we have Matthias Lund. Brought up in the Northampton Academy, the Danish goalkeeper was under pressure early after the transfer of Fredrik Skulason, but eventually he did rise to the occasion and helped the Cobblers win the League One promotion final. After that game, Lund kept the starting role all the way until winning the Champions League final. He also won a Premier League Gold Glove in the process. Next, we start with defenders and Northampton right back Lewis Grant. The Newcastle Academy product had a brief stint with Hertha Berlin before arriving at the Six Fields. When arriving, Grant had an instant impact, helping Yangi Pak's men reach the Premier League and eventually winning the title. The right back was known for his attacking abilities, tallying 23 assists and being named to the Premier League top 11 twice. The second fullback, a part of the Bearhamms 11, is youth tour right back Antonio Lulic. The Croatian free agent signed with Aberdeen and made the job his own. Like fellow right back Grant, Lulic had a splash for attack with 28 helpers in his career, but also could lay down the lumber on attackers when he could. For center backs, Ian Stewart isn't what you'd want as a defenseman in terms of physicality. He was only 5'10", but the Aberdeen Academy product played with moxie and helped both Aberdeen and Swansea win numerous titles. The Scotsman's best year was the Swans' first season back in the Premier League, where his top 11 performance kept the Welsh side above the relegation zone. For our final defenseman, Marcus Evans was quite the foreman of the back four. The Giant knew how to use all 6'6" of his frame to get in the way of screaming shots and fearless forwards. He was the club's one and only captain, and at a 72 rating was able to find a spot in the Premier League's top 11. He was easily the best defender I had, which is why he has been awarded the best defender of FIFA 19. To begin with midfield winners, the only Nordic Academy player in the top 11 is CDM Hans Simonsen. The Great Dane was great from the get-go, making 2 goal-saving tackles in the first episode. The 46 overall eventually blossomed into a cup-lifting captain, and in his spare time, the man could hit some bangers. Next up, we got Brazilian center mid Piranha. Signed up from Blackburn Rovers, the lad lived up to his name, being a scrappy presence in the midfield, making tackle after tackle despite his 5'8" frame. Similar to Hans Simonsen, he too could score some bangers. Joining teammate Piranha is left winger turned cam Andy O'Neill. The Irishman was everything you wanted in a player: the grit, the determination, and the effort. He made brilliant tackles in the midfield, he scored goals while injured, and he nabbed 2 assists in the Champions League final. Perhaps his best performance was against Spurs in the Carabao Cup semifinals, where he netted 4 goals past Hugo Lloris to eventually lead the Cobblers to lifting the title. He was also a great coach, leading 3 different teams to numerous titles and long-term success. For his performances, he has been awarded Best Midfielder of FIFA 19. Moving on to forwards, there were a lot of strikers that made splashes in FIFA 19, like Ralph Van Hooijdonk, Ross Hawley, and the Red Rocket, Henry Hallam. However, I could only bring it down to 3. The first forward is Swansea winger Cipriano. The Brazilian was everything you wanted in a winger. He was pacey, agile, and a finisher. He won 2 Premier League Golden Boots and was the league's MVP in the Swans' title-winning season. He was essential in winning the Champions League final and might make a coaching appearance in the future. For the second forward, Casey Gillespie had the best start to his career, scoring 4 goals against Dundalk, and he didn't stop there. In 7 seasons and 3 different teams, the Gaelic Giant scored 154 with 36 assists. He won many Golden Boots over many competitions, and while he didn't have the Premier League career we anticipated, the striker gave us many seasons of entertainment with his memorable goals and larger-than-life personality. Finishing off the Bearhamms 11, this man needs no introduction. Federico Aguilera was amazing. Who knew a $600,000 purchase of a no-name region would be the signing of the year, if not ever, on this channel? He won the Golden Boot every year, including 3 in the Premier League. The man rose to the occasion in the Champions League final, scoring not 1 but 2 goals to secure the Champions League crown. In 5 seasons, he scored 136 goals, and if it wasn't for a transfer to Hamburg, hitting the 200 goal mark would have been achievable. Nonetheless, Aguilar wasn't only the best forward of FIFA 19, but he is the 2019 Youth Squad God, the best player in FIFA 19. Congrats, Federico, on a fantastic career. Before we go, we'll announce the founding members of the Hall of Heroes. These 5 players demonstrated the best in football from their strengths and skills. The inaugural members are strikers Federico Aguilar and Casey Gillespie, midfielder Andy O'Neill, defender Marcus Evans, and goalkeeper Matthias Lund. Closing, I'd like to thank everyone in the Scout Future Star community for their continued support. Special thanks to Long Live Patback, JB3 Sports, and Mumbangu for their advice and good times. Big thanks to Cutsy, as his shout-out helped grow the channel to its 140 subs it is now. And while FIFA 20 is looking more like FIFA 19, I will continue to find ways to make career mode more entertaining. So yes, this will be the end of the Bearhamms Awards. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I did presenting it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. This has been Bearhamms, and as always, toodaloo.